Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Mikhail. It is an absolute pleasure to be here and to be speaking in the room where I can see lots of experts, lots of scientists, and lots from the environment sector also. And I would also like to welcome all the international delegates who are part of this Dawn Media Group, Breathe Pakistan. I would also like to thank Dawn Group for organizing. I can see that this is not just now a conference, but it is a platform which Dawn Group has provided for not just the government officials, policymakers, scientists, who just can sit here and we can talk to each other, but also we can act together what we discuss here. Spearheading it for your leadership, for the Dawn Group leadership, because I see the value. I remember when we started talking about Breathe Pakistan, that was about a year and a half, but unfolding it into such a vibrant and diverse platform for discussion and for consultation, I congratulate you. I bring you today, ladies and gentlemen, my friends, I can see lots of faces, familiar faces from the sector also, a case study from Punjab. And we all know that Punjab and Pakistan, of course, is one of the fastest urbanization we can see in last 30, 40 years. And the way the urbanization has grown, we can see urban sprawl across the country also. And as we know, Punjab is one of the most urbanized provinces well of Pakistan. With, of course, the value of agriculture backbone, the industrial hub, it holds value in terms of urbanization also. And what we've seen, we've discussed problems, we've discussed challenges. As experts, you would know the challenges also. So I will only talk about what we've done in a year and a half, 2 years in Punjab. From moving to a vulnerable province to more of a environment, climate resilience leadership. Our Chief Minister, Marriyum Aurangzeb, started working on environmental resilience a year and a half ago, 2 years I would say now. So the entire urbanization, and the topic that I would be talking about is unregulated urbanization. I don't see environmental protection and urbanization as an opposing forces. If it's done in a way where we are integrating ecosystems, where we are protecting ecological balance, and where we are integrating all the climate resilient infrastructure policies embedded into the decision making, urbanization when is inclusive, when is sustainable, and when it is responsible, we can see a urbanization which is climate resilience. And that is what, as a challenge, we took 2 years ago in Punjab. So from a very fragmented sector, as you can see on the screen also, it is just on the environmental climate resilience, but as a fragmented, because it's not just urbanization, it's not just environmental protection, it is more of an ecosystem approach that we have taken in Punjab. So multi-sectoral lens for the first time in decision making, we started off by adding 1% in every PC1. The project document is now spent on climate resilience. Every development project in Punjab now has 1% of its cost embedded in the project document, which has to be spent on climate resilience. So that was the starting point. Then the entire vision of the Chief Minister, as I said, it is more of a integrated approach now. So her vision of e-mobility, urbanization of course means more vehicles on road to begin with. So her e-mobility vision, where she's added about 1100 buses, electric buses, into the entire mass transit e-mobility vision of hers, and which is now running across the districts and across Punjab. It was not just a pilot in Lahore, but as I speak, the electric buses are running on the roads across Punjab in every district. So this e-mobility was coupled with vehicular testing system. And that also was the first time ever the emission control system, vehicle control system and monitoring was started in Punjab in Lahore. And around 500,000 plus cars are being certified, have been certified by the environmental protection agencies. The visuals that you can see on the screen, of course, talks about the air quality and the climate resilient plan and the vision which was launched for the first time back in 2024 when we took government. So the entire fragmented approach of the climate resilience was consolidated into this climate resilient vision of the Chief Minister, which of course has different sectors, different targets, different milestones, and a monitoring framework is embedded into the vision. So it's not just a vision document, it is a policy document, and then it has sectoral targets embedded into the vision, which is being monitored every quarter in planning and development. Then the Environmental Protection Force was established as a field formation, which is also sectoral. It is not just one sector that we are looking at, it is industry, agriculture, the construction, the fugitive dust sector, the plastic zones, the industrial formation, field formations of Environmental Protection Force. So there are 5 sectors that the Environmental Protection Force looks at, and it was a complete overhauling and reform of the Environmental Protection Authority also. I have with me here in the room, which is DG Environmental Protection Agency Punjab, Imran, who is a leader. He is leading the entire initiative of EPA. I have with me here is Silvat, who is Secretary Environment and Climate Change in Punjab, and they are working with all the other departments, be it agriculture, be it industry, be it transport, education, health, and local government also is part of this entire vision program of the Chief Minister. So as I said, that unregulated urbanization and environmental protection should not be seen as an opposing forces. And that is what the governance tipping point of Chief Minister Punjab is. So every project, every intervention that we under her leadership are taking is all integrated and inclusive. To begin with, again, she has launched this spatial planning and standardization authority in Punjab, planning of the districts, and for the first time it is done in a way that it has the environmental climate resilient component in it, so that when the master planning is done, it has the environmental resilient infrastructure component embedded into the spatial planning and master planning of cities. And then encroachment is another area that is also part of the spatial planning, master planning of cities that we have launched in Punjab under the Chief Minister's spatial. Industrial relocation from the residential area is another area that we have launched in Punjab. And as you must have seen that in Faisalabad, around 38 so far industrial units are moving away from the residential and interior city zone to a industrial state that we have provided to them. The next is Lahore, and then we have moved around more than 40 tanneries from Sialkot city to an adjacent area which was also allocated by the government and which was allocated 18 years back, and not a single tannery was moved to that area. So as I speak to you, around more than 40 tanneries have been moved to a designated area with a complete environmental impact assessments and environmental SOPs. Then again in Kasur is another tannery zone that we have identified, and under the Chief Minister's Economic Transformation Plan, where city transformation planning is also part of it. The tannery zones and environmental protection in terms of waste treatment plants, in terms of drainage, in terms of sewage of the industrial states is also part of the Chief Minister's economic planning. Then every road, more than 30,000 roads have been constructed over last 2 years, and every roadside has, again, as I said, has a percentage of the cost as plantation along the sides of the roads. in last 2 years. So no road in Punjab can be constructed without the tree cover alongside the road. So that's something we've worked on. Air quality is a priority area in, as we all know, smog was something that paralyzed Punjab in winter season. And what we worked over 2 years has started showing results. So I think, I'm not saying that we've resolved the entire climate problem of Punjab, but we have started, and we have started in a way that it is integrated, it is inclusive, and it takes care of every component of climate resilience when it comes to sustainability of growth. And we believe that no city can prosper if it can't breathe. So that's our starting point when we started working on all of this. So the air quality, there was no air quality monitor in Punjab when we started off, and everything was calculated by international websites, and during the winter season only, there was no data to begin with. Only anecdotal data was shared and was also reported. But now we have around 59 air quality monitors that are installed, and they just not calculate data, but also do predictable modeling, AI generative, all digital. You can also see this Punjab Climate Watch that is being installed. It's a live dashboard of all the industrial units, of all the brick kilns, of all the stubble burning, and across Punjab they monitor the industry, and the live dashboard then alerts the field formation, and then the entire system responds to it. So it's not a reactive approach to the climate problem or the environmental problem or the air quality problem. It is more of a responsive approach where we have taken all the stakeholders together. So all the industrial units, more than 9,000 industrial units, have now environmental control systems installed. That is a camera that, if there's a black smoke emitting from the chimneys, this is all monitored and is part of our Climate Watch dashboard where we monitor the data. All the brick kilns in Punjab are QR coded. They have a specific exclusive QR code on their brick kiln, which then again is linked to our Climate Watch dashboard, which which not just collects data, not just monitors it, but also there's a complete system that responds to it, and how to make it climate resilient, environmental resilience. Also, there's a complete mechanism placed there. Then, you must have heard Suthra Punjab is the largest solid waste management program of the Chief Minister Marriyum Nawaz, which runs across the length and breadth of Punjab province. It's a cleanliness program, but as urbanization increases, and it's not just in urban parts of Punjab, it's also for the first time rural parts of Punjab where the Suthra Punjab is working. It's solid waste management, and then we are now moving from just not the collection of waste, but waste to value as well with our private sector. Drainage rehabilitation, of course, the industrialization in district capitals of Punjab, and then also in the residential areas. The drainage is in the fresh water, and the drain rehabilitation, Chief Minister program, we have selected about 5 drains across Punjab, and we are rehabilitating it. We are working with the private sector, the industries along those drains, who are then now working with us for the entire rehabilitation program of those drainages. So lots of relocation will be happening in next 3 months. We are replacing, under the Punjab Clean Air program, we are replacing the 2-wheelers and 3-wheelers as pilot from Lahore as our smog mitigation plan. We have a smog mitigation resilient plan, which again has monitoring and evaluation embedded into it, targets and milestones also. And with all what we've done in a year and a half, 2 years, about 35% of PMT 2.5, according to the international website, we have reduced over last year and a half. So whatever we are doing, it seems to be working, seems to be having an impact, but a lot needs to be done, of course, in other parts, also other areas as well, other sectors also. The stubble burning, there were about 300 super seeders when we started off, and they were only available to the farmers who could afford it. The Chief Minister started a subsidy program for super seeder, and as I speak to you, 6,000 super seeders are working in the fields of Punjab, which has really impacted and reduced the stubble burning in this winter season when it was wheat sowing and rice harvesting season. So this is a few of the videos that you can see of the plantation, where we, of course, involve the students, the schools, the private sector. We're doing lots and lots of research also, which comes to us from other parts of the world, and we test them. We invited the universities also to have our research programs augmented. The smog guns that you see on the roads of Lahore, and then we are expanding it to other parts of Punjab also. The UAT in Lahore has made a smog gun, which is indigenous technology, and this is how we are augmenting our research into different equipments. We're also trying the air quality monitor that we have installed now, and who, as I said, monitors the entire live dashboard and the air quality indexes and the data. The climate observatory is something that we are coming up. The project has started. It will be a data hub of all the land use planning, the flood plans, the disaster planning, and the environmental quality indexes and the air quality as well. That climate observatory will be the region's biggest and the largest data repository and the hub, which is placed in Lahore but will have satellite offices across Punjab, and we will of course share data with organizations like NDMA, so on and so forth. All the universities, research departments will be linked to these climate observatory, and the scientists and the experts will also be part of that climate observatory that we of course have started, and the project will be completed in a year and a half, 2 years, inshallah, from now. We've identified low emission, we've done zonifications of the cities of Punjab, and the zones, low emission zones we have identified, and we are trying to protect them with our policies, with interventions that I've just spoken about. And so those zones will be low emission zones declared, as we have declared no plastic zones across Punjab as well, where environmental protection with the district administration is working very aggressively, and they're working on no plastic. We've launched this campaign of no plastic use in Punjab when we came in government, assumed office. But now we're working with the recycling companies also, where the confiscated plastic is being used in making furniture for schools and parks. So that's a big initiative where we've linked the private economy to this campaign also. These are few things. These are the brick kilns, as you see on the screens. They are all QR coded, and the live feed of, and we issue this video every morning of all the brick kilns that are running in Punjab. Is a strict monitoring being done on all these brick kilns, environmental control systems, the fields and the farms of Punjab through technology. All this force that you see, the Environmental Protection Force, have drones. They have the monitors that they have, the technology, the cameras installed, everything is digital. There's less and less human intervention. All the equipments, you saw that what we inherited as Environmental Protection Force, and what now the forces, I can say with great confidence that it is one of the best environmental protection force in the world, and how they are working. So we included the petrol, the fuel testing in our mandate also, the water testing in our mandate as well of the Environmental Protection Force. So there's no area that we have left behind when it comes to environmental protection, environmental monitoring and implementation in different sectors across Punjab. It's a very holistic, comprehensive, inclusive program that the Chief Minister is running, and there's a zero tolerance. In whenever there is a violator, we have come up with a first polluters pay principle, and we have done that with our industry, with our chambers. So we have made them partners in this entire initiative that we are, taking in Punjab at the moment. I spoke about the Spatial Development Authority and their master planning. Under the Marri Development Program, for the first time, we made master plan of Marri, first time ever. And then we also made the first ever bylaws for Murray because of the depletion of forest cover area, as we all know. So the entire construction is now a part of our development plan for Murray. And Mr. Omar, who's heading the urban unit and is the industry secretary, he's really helped us in mapping the urban unit, in mapping the entire industry. And as an industry secretary, Omar has really helped the environment department for industrial mapping in residential areas. And that's what we are really relocating in next coming few months this year. We will inshallah relocate and replace the industrial zones from the residential zones of Punjab. Then, as I said, the data, we can't entire industry. We have mapped the sectors. We have data now available with us, and that is being used in our spatial planning and a standardization authority also when they're planning these master plans for city. So this is how we have really embarked upon this journey under the leadership of the Chief Minister. There's a Green School program coming up, which is again with the schools. There's a solid waste program that we have launched in schools across Punjab and across schools of Punjab, public schools and private schools as well. This is the Environmental Protection Force that you can see on screen. This is the vision that I was talking about, which the Chief Minister launched, the climate vision of Punjab. The health impacts. The Health Ministry is working both the primary, the preventive and the secondary health department working with us again on the data. 60,000 health workers have been hired to go door to door that are helping us in terms of disease identifications and specifically for smog and for air quality and environmental related diseases. They are identifying and mapping for us to react in terms of our, that's coming from the health department. So I think when we talk about unregulated urbanization, we talk about all these sectors. Nothing can work if it is in isolation. Nothing will work if one component is left behind. It has to be inclusive, as I said, and that is what we are doing. We're working with the environmental sector organizations. We're working with the legislative lawyers as well, because we are, have the oversight as well of how we can really work by augmenting our existing laws. We have best policies, we have best legislations. It is now time to, and we have best experts also. I think in Pakistan, it is just time to act, bring them together, and that's what we did in Punjab and made it a case study for the world also. Lots of other countries, of course, have approached us. The way we have worked on air quality, we are working on the different projects and different things that we have done over last. We have registered lots of projects for carbon credit for the first time also. That is, I don't know if you are familiar with Mahmood Booty project that we are doing for methane extract. That's also registered for the climate credit program from Pakistan as well. This is our Chief Minister that you can see on the screen for all the international delegates. This is the decline of Lahore from 1st, 3rd to 13th over this smog period. This is what we inherited, as I was talking about, the before Environmental Protection Force, and this is now we have a modern, digital, electric, and all AI-driven Environmental Protection Force that runs across Punjab now. And we are introducing this Environmental Protection Force in 10 districts hotspot for air quality. We are introducing it this year. These are the sectoral Environmental Protection Force that I was talking about. Different sector has, this is a mobile air quality monitors, and these are where they can go into residential areas. The smaller vehicles is something that we have done. So this is from Punjab, and I would request and invite all of you, all the experts who are visiting from abroad, please do visit Lahore, do visit Punjab. We have lots to tell and lots to show also, and the direction, the policy, the intention is in the right direction, and that's why I think it is showing results. And in next 2-3 years, inshallah, we think that we will be living in a safer, more environment resilient, more climate resilient province, and where the urbanization can coexist with environmental ecological balance that we are looking forward. And you are welcome to see all these facilities. I invite you to our first ever LEED certified gold standard green building that we have built in Lahore also, where this Punjab Climate Watch dashboard is housed. जितने लोग यहाँ बैठे हैं from the academia, the students I can see here also, आप लोग सब ज़रूर आएँ. It can be a good platform for your research projects also, because that's how we are including and involving and engaging the student body. When I went for this degree Environment and Climate Change back in 2002 and 3, there was hardly any appetite or demand for environment degrees and students going abroad. But now I'm so happy that our national universities, our provincial universities, and the students, we have good student body, researchers, experts, young experts that we have engaged in our Climate Watch and in all these interventions, because I think every intervention in every sector is a research project in itself. Then lastly, Punjab Socio-Economic Registry is something that is data collection, the registry hub that the Chief Minister, because data was one thing that we really struggled with when we started off. So this Punjab Socio-Economic Registry also maps the demographics of the population in both the urban sector and the rural sector, where every household is counted and no one is left behind. So that's one data hub that will work and that will really help in in policy making and decisions. And then there's something that we have developed called Punjab One Map, where every asset of Punjab government, and which is on the surface, on land and under the surface, every asset is mapped, digitized, and then we use it for our urban planning and for our rural transformation and reform projects that the Chief Minister is heading now, be it Misali Gaon model villages, be it clean drinking water, be it the largest ever sewage drainage and clean drinking water program called Punjab Development Program with the cost of around 400 billion, is something which is being spent over last, which has started, and around 8,000 villages are included into our next annual development program, where drainage, sewage, clean drinking water is part of our overall Punjab Development Program. Clean cities is another area. So these all things, I think, is something that you all have to see and have to experience, that we are working in Punjab under the leadership of Chief Minister Punjab. Private sector sitting here, I would invite you, because all our interventions have private sector as partner. Every sector, every intervention is with the private sector. Ecotourism, massive work and expansion in terms of ecotourism in Punjab, again under the leadership of Chief Minister Punjab. So I invite you in the end to please come to Punjab and see all these interventions with us and experience them, and how see that a environmental vulnerability can be changed into climate resilience leadership. And that's how we are doing it. It's a long journey, but all of us acting together can really make a difference. Thank you very much. And thank you once again to all the international delegates who are part of this Breathe Pakistan conference, which started off as an environmental initiative, has become where the international experts can exchange ideas with our local partners. Thank you, Shakil Sir, once again for your leadership. Thank you, Dawn Group, for giving this platform for everyone to come together and act together. Thank you, everyone.